Hi everyone, I'm Dilara, second year PhD student in University of Edinburgh. This work is about live event disclosures on Twitter. We analyze tweets that express happiness while mentioning other accounts. This research is done together with Walid Mahdi and Kemi Wenye. Twitter is a social media platform where people can share short text with links, pictures, GIFs, and recently audio. There is a binary privacy configuration where all your tweets are either public or protected. Protected account tweets can only be seen by approved followers. People can mention other users in their tweets, possibly indicating that the tweet is related to that user. Users can also interact by liking, retweeting, and replying to tweets. People use Twitter for various purposes, including sharing their daily lives, opinions, personal news, or public outreach for organizations. They also use it as a source of support and to connect with people who go through similar events. As mentioned, privacy configuration is binary, and protected tweets can only be seen by followers. Public accounts can be followed by anyone, but to follow a protected account, users need to send a follow request, and the protected account should approve it. Protected tweets cannot be retweeted or quoted. However, followers can like and reply to the tweets. Replies will be public if the replying account is public. Users can also mention protected users even if they do not follow them. The visibility of the tweets depends solely on the tweeter's account type. Even if the tweet mentions a protected account, it will be public. Public replies to protected tweets can leak information, and mentioned users do not have any rights to the tweet. They cannot remove the tweet, or they cannot even remove their mention. Tweet topics can be inferred by only looking at replies and mentions. Live event detection from social media posts is not a new field. However, existing approaches use the tweets of the user who is having the live event. They use keyword matching or topic clustering to infer the events. To our knowledge, there is no work that detects the live events of the user by only looking at replies and mentions. Hence, we are interested in following research questions. What kind of live events we can detect from the tweets that express happiness for a mentioned user? How do mentioned users react to such tweets? And lastly, we wonder whether the protected accounts react the same way with public accounts to such tweets. For this purpose, we collected tweets that have the exact phrase, "happy for you." We aim to get live events that prompt other people to express happiness. We collected 1.4 million tweets and retweets between July and October 2019. We filtered retweets since we were only interested in the original one. We removed tweets with no mentioned accounts. We also removed tweets that mention a verified account, since these accounts usually belong to a famous person or organizations. In the end, we had 635,000 tweets mentioning 777,000 accounts. We further labeled tweets according to the number of user mentions and conversation type. Some tweets only mention one user, where others mention multiple users. We also divided them whether if they are a reply to an existing tweet or directed to a particular user by having the user handle at the start of the tweet. The remaining tweets were labeled as other. The user handle is not at the start of the tweet. It can be in the middle or end. These tweets appear in the timelines of the followers of the tweeter. To infer live events, we first preprocess all the tweets. We then apply the LDA model to our tweets and select the topics that are about live events. Lastly, we cluster the tweets we have to the topics we selected. I will explain this in detail in the next slides. LDA is a topic modeling algorithm that, given a topic number, creates topics and gives the probability of belonging to the topics for each document in the corpus. It uses a bag of words approach, so word order is not considered. It assumes that each document is a mixture of topics and each topic is a mixture of words. It also assumes that the topic number is known. To preprocess, we first lowercase the tweets and remove URL, hashtag sign, and user handles. We tokenize the tweets and remove words "happy for you" since we used it as a collection method. We also remove emojis from the tokenized word list. We use Biogram Phraser to catch commonly used phrases such as healthy pregnancy, speedy recovery. We then lemmatized the tweets and removed all words that were not nouns or verbs. Lastly, we stored our lemmatized tweets for LDA application. After creating the dictionary from the lemmatized tweets, we apply LDA mallet with a fixed seed so we can reproduce our results. We selected a seed number from the start and did not change it to avoid biasing the model. We tried 8 different numbers ranging from 10 to 120 and decided by manual expansion that 100 was the optimal number of topics with clear live event clusters. To select live event topics, we extracted the top 30 keywords for each topic and then the 10 most representative tweets. These tweets had the highest probability of belonging to the topic. By manual inspection, we decided whether the topic was about a live event or not. We had 22 clusters involving live events. However, some of them were noisy. For example, some topics that are about prayers included multiple live events. We discarded these noisy topics and also combined 3 clusters as having a baby. In the end, we had 12 live event topics. We assigned the most probable topic to the tweets. We assumed that each tweet only belonged to one topic. We discarded the tweets that had equal probability of belonging to each topic. In the end, we had 59,000 tweets mentioning single and multiple users. Since we can safely assume that the tweets with only one mention is about the mentioned user, we continue to our analysis with the single mentioned tweets, which were 51,000. 8% of them mentioned protected accounts. Here are the topics we selected along with the top keywords and an example tweet. Usernames are hidden and the exact tweets were redacted to ensure anonymity. Along with the seemingly happy event clusters, we also have topics about surgery and mental health. These tweets were usually about surgery recovery and overcoming mental health difficulties. We also have a cluster that were mainly LGBTQ related. You can see that some of these can be exploited. For example, insurance companies can increase premiums, or employers can use it to discriminate against vulnerable populations. These are the tweet counts for each topic broken by the account type. Having a baby is excluded since it's a combination of 3 clusters, hence high in numbers. That topic had 15,000 tweets with 1,377 of them mentioning a protected account. The smallest cluster was LGBTQ related with 2,387 tweets. The topic that had the most tweets that mention a protected account was marriage with 9%. 93% of the tweets in our datasets were replies to an existing tweet. However, some topics were less likely to respond to a tweet. For example, more than 15% of the birthday and marriage tweets were not replies, whereas only 3% of the tweets were not replies for sensitive topics like mental health and surgery. This may show that people are less likely to disclose sensitive topics about others without prompt. To answer our second research question, we collected user reactions to the tweets in our dataset. We are only interested in the reactions of the mentioned user. Getting likes, retweets, and replies of public account are possible. For protected accounts, we cannot get these interactions. However, it is possible to see whether a protected account liked or retweeted a tweet from the Twitter UI. While we cannot be sure that the interaction is 100% done by the mentioned protected account, it can give us an idea about interaction. Here are the reactions from the mentioned users in tweets. In total, 62% of the tweets were liked by the mentioned public accounts. 6% were retweeted and 42% got a reply. For the tweets that mentioned protected accounts, 68% had a hidden like and 6% had hidden retweet. It seems like protected accounts like the tweets more. This might be because of the method of counting. However, it can also indicate that protected accounts feel more at ease liking since they think their protected account provides sufficient protection. In this work, we collected 635,000 tweets with the phrase "happy for you." We found that 51,000 of them were about a life event and mentioned a single user. 4,000 of those were protected accounts. Majority of tweets received reactions from the mentioned user, public or protected. This may signal that protected users feel their interactions and private life events are protected. In our research, we find that major life events can be inferred only looking at the replies and mentions. Since mentioned users do not have any control over these tweets, it may lead to privacy leakage. Life events are big money for companies. For example, Target famously hired analysts to predict which of their customers were pregnant so they could market to them. We also had some marketers in our dataset. For example, a company for wedding planning were sending tweets to engagement and venue booking announcements. We show that automated attacks are possible and protecting your account may not work. In our dataset, we had 4,000 protected users having their live events exposed. Thank you for listening. These are the researchers on this project and our groups and sponsors.